My dad was a kind man, really kind and hard-working, and a real family man. I've always thought if you could make a list of all the things you'd want in a good person, he ticked lots of those boxes. And my dad had a diagnosis of frontal temporal lobe dementia, which is, I understand now, something that, I understand the condition more now. At the time I thought it was a dementia that he would, not know who we are and all those things. We say we were lucky because actually my dad knew who we all were up until the day that he had his seizure. We actually came into contact with Hospiscare after my dad had a big seizure at home, and he was rushed to the RD&E, where they said that there wasn't really anything they could do for him at that stage, and we were told that there was a space at the hospice, and that was our first. I knew what a beautiful place it was, but I had no idea of the impact that it was going to have on myself, my family, and most importantly my dad. But as soon as he came to the hospice, he was given a syringe driver, so the drugs were administered continually, and it kept him calm and at peace and relaxed. And I think in the early days that he was at the hospice, he had some consciousness of where he was, and he definitely reacted when we spoke to him. So all I know is that when he was here, he was my dad, and they gave my mum back her husband. I know that we knew that it was special when on the first night one of the nurses came in and I said, well, we don't want to leave Dad, where do we sleep? And they said, well, there is a room that you can stay in just up the corridor, but it just didn't feel close enough. We wanted to be right near him. So they brought in 2 riser recliner chairs, and that was our beds for the next 2 weeks. But one of the nurses came in and said to my mum, so when did you last have a date night then with Peter? And we kind of looked a bit bemused, and they arranged for 2 beds to be pushed together and made into one double bed so that my mum and dad could just be in the same bed as they had for all the years they'd been married. And that was beautiful. We're sometimes asked if there's anything we would say to the staff that cared for my dad, and there aren't any words. There's just no words. I'm privileged to work at the hospice, and so I meet families that have also experienced the care. And sometimes people are trying to explain to me, oh, they did this and they did that. And all I've got to do is put my hand on their arm and say, it's right, no. It's not just the care they gave to my dad. It's not just the care they gave to me and my mum and my brother. It's everything. It's how they made us feel, how the interaction between each other. It's everything. It's the cleaners that came in always with a smile on their face. It's the flower volunteers that always had a cheery word to say. It was the receptionist that always seemed to know when to just keep her head down and leave us, or when to come over and have a chat. It was the kitchen staff that were worried that I wasn't eating properly or not enough, that were constantly, what do you fancy, what do you want to eat? It was, there's no words.